We're going to give this car a new background, a new driver, and a different colour. This uses a variety of techniques. First, select the car path from the Paths palette. Make a selection from it. Now inverse that selection and delete to get rid of the original background that came with that car. Now the windows. Load up the front windows and turn that path into a selection. Now rather than copying this to a new layer, we'll cut it to a new layer, and this removes it from the original car layer. Now to get rid of the rear windows. I've drawn that path for you, to load it up, make it into a selection, and delete it. With the glass now gone from the car, the interior looks too light, so we'll need to darken it up. And the curves dialog is the best way of doing this. Now let's bring in our driver and our steering wheel. Well, there's an obvious problem here. The interior of the car is in front of the driver and it should be behind him. So we'll just drag it down behind the driver. Now let's put in some windows. But first we'll show the background we're going to place the car onto. Using the lasso tool, we can hold the Option or Alt key to temporarily access the polygonal lasso. And there's the area of the window selected. Create a new layer just below the original car layer, and now use a soft-edged brush with white at a low opacity. And we can paint the windows in. That's not bad. Now, let's put a shadow underneath the car. Go to the background, make a new layer, and use black. With the brush again, paint in your shadow. It's always worth doing this at a low opacity and building up the shadow in stages, otherwise it can quickly look too strong. Now let's colour the car. Go to the car layer and select a new adjustment layer. We'll use solid colour. Go for a pale colour and click OK. At the moment it just fills the whole space. So let's make a clipping mask with the car by holding Option or Alt and clicking between the two layers. And now let's change the mode of this layer from normal to multiply. That looks much better. Every time you create an adjustment layer, it comes with its own layer mask. So now, using a hard-edged brush, we can paint out the areas where we don't want the new colour to show through, such as on the headlights, on the number plate, and around the hubcaps. Because we created the colour for this car as an adjustment layer, we can change it at any time. Double-click on the thumbnail in the Layers palette. Now you can choose any colour you want to colour this car.